Demonstrators called on the international community to form an Abyei referendum commission and asked for a fixed date to be set for the referendum, for security to be arranged in the area, and for an immediate withdrawal of Sudan armed forces from some parts of Abyei.
So we are here today as South Sudanese, as political parties, as civil society organizations, asking for the immediate and the full implementation of Abyei referendum.
They also said there was a need to reinforce the UN peacekeepers in Abyei.
There will be sideline meetings of the African Union Security Council with the UN Security Council. We ask them to endorse the African Union proposal, which was proposed by former president of Thabo Mbeki, to be laid as the final status and the final solution for the issue of Abyei referendum in the coming UN General Assembly or the coming UN Summit.
The referendum of the oil-rich Abyei area was originally scheduled for 2011, simultaneously with that of southern Sudan, in which the residents of Abyei were to decide either to be part of Sudan or South Sudan. On October 24, 2012, the African Union proposed a referendum in October 2013 for Abyei, in accordance with the endorsement from the African Union Peace and Security Council, following a mediation team led by former South African President Thabo Mbeki that included the exclusion of the Messaria. Sudan rejected the offer, saying it was sovereign over the region and that this action will threaten the conflict resolution process.
Abyei is 100% South Sudanese. What Sudan is doing is not acceptable. They are obstructing everything, and if they continue, they will perish.
Moses Peter says that Abyei belongs to South Sudan.
I am here because of Abyei's referendum. As a citizen of South Sudan, we believe Abyei belongs to South Sudan. I am expecting from the government of Sudan to keep the time for referendum. As young people, we are ready to go up to Abyei using our motorcycle. Abyei belongs to South Sudan.
The demonstrators handed a signed petition to the US Embassy, European Union, African Union, and the United Nations Mission in South Sudan, UMIS. Anthony Nwapa, UMIS Deputy State Coordinator for Central Equatoria, assured the demonstrators that a petition will be channeled to the office of the Secretary General.
I assure you that we are going to present this to the appropriate quarters, not just this UN, the special representative, but this should be channeled also to the appropriate quarters in New York. That is the office of the Secretary General of the United Nations.
The deadlock on the Abyei referendum is due to lack of agreement between Sudan and South Sudan on who qualifies as a resident of Abyei. The question has been on whether to include the Messaria tribe from the Sudan, who have historically stayed in the region every year for 6 months. Meanwhile, demonstrators have taken to the streets of Khartoum to attend the funeral of Hazza Ahmed Youssef, who was killed in protest over fuel subsidy cuts announced by President Omar Hassan al-Bashir, and demand the departure of the Sudanese leader. At least 27 people have been killed in protests in Khartoum over fuel subsidy cuts in the worst outbreak of unrest in Sudan's capital in years. Thousands of protesters torched cars and petrol stations in central areas of the capital on Wednesday, sending thick plumes of black smoke into the air. Internet access went down across the country, although the cause was not immediately clear.